Hey, how are you? My name is Chris Hand. Very hyped, very excited. We got Jason Whitlock back in studio. Kicking off the show immediately, we're just going right in. I love it, man. What's up, Jason?
Chris, it's great to be back. Great to talk with your audience again. It's a little early in the morning for me, but not really. I'm old. I'm up by 5. In bed by 9.
Man, that's what I try to do. It never works out. It never works out.
You probably got kids, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
your life's a little bit more unpredictable than
my life is definitely unpredictable. 3, 5, 7, and 11.
Holy.
So I'm in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, you got a good wife.
You're damn right I do.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if you want to send my kids to a good summer camp, it's free to do. Hit like and subscribe on YouTube.
There you go.
Right now, we're more looking at a work camp. So, if we get the likes and the subscribes up, we're thinking about baseball camp.
There you go. Love it. You got baseball players.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's not baseball and golf. You don't get injured too much in baseball and golf. That would be. I played football.
Okay.
I had to earn my education.
All right, so I had this take last week. Golf is an incredibly boring sport to watch on TV. I can't do it. Why do people like golf on TV? Is this insulting?
You're right. If you overthink it, you're right. Because there's nothing really going on. Guy does the same kind of swing, and there's a little tiny white ball that you really can't see on TV. You just wait. Where's it going to land? But I don't know. I enjoy it, and I even enjoy it post-Tiger Woods. Not to the level when it was Tiger and he was chasing Jack Nicklaus and there was all that history, but I watching Tiger gave me an affinity for golf, and I can watch the guys run around and, I can sit and watch for a little tiny white ball to drop on the screen, and somehow I get excited.
I feel like you could do that with just about any sport, knowing you.
No. I struggle with soccer. I struggle with a lot of sports.
See, I feel like Olympic ping pong is far more entertaining than
it probably
golf
is.
Any day
it probably
of the week.
is. But I will say that there is a mental discipline, and you're like walking a tightrope for 18 straight holes for 72 shots or 80 shots, where you're walking a tight. It's like I understand the mental toughness and the mental focus that it takes to play golf at a high level, not let your frustration. You have a bad shot, you want to slam your clubs, you want to get frustrated, you can't do it. You're walking a tightrope for 4.5 hours. And, but you got to be down in the weeds to understand it on that level.
You ready for a great radio segue?
Yes.
Mental toughness and focus. That's what you're trying to build with Fearless Roll Call.
Absolutely.
Roll Call 3.0. You got an awesome event coming May 2nd and 3rd in Nashville. You're going to be at 3rd and Lindsley with Tucker Carlson, and then you're going to be down at Rocketown with another gang of great speakers, including my pastor, Alan Jackson. Why are you doing this event? What's the thought process behind it? I'm really, really excited about this.
As me and Tucker are in alignment on this, there is a problem with young men. They're purposeless. They're frustrated. They're not dating at the same level. They're not marrying at the same level. They've been demonized. Male toxicity or toxic masculinity has been demonized. And then, just quite frankly, because I hate to put a skin color on it, but I do. White men have really been demonized, and they've been bullied. And I'm trying to encourage them to stand up and stand their ground and defend themselves, because it's important for all of American culture. We need male leadership in this country. We need responsible, faith-based men to have leadership positions in this country. It's part of the reason why we have so much chaos. And I'm about to slide off on the road or on a different highway. I just went and watched 2 nights ago this movie Sinners. Have you heard about Sinners?
I have heard about it, but I have not seen it.
Yeah,
tell me about the movie. Did
great box office.
Yes.
It did great box office. And so I live in Green Hills. So you guys, I live in Green Hills. Do the math, do the demographics or whatever. But I went on a Monday night. Monday night at 10 p.m. I go see this movie. It was packed.
Really?
Black kids, young black people are going to see this movie in massive numbers. I'm black. Just for your listeners that don't know me or haven't seen me, but I'm black. But the movie, the messaging of this movie that's doing great box office, it's kind of the talk of Hollywood last weekend. I think did 60 million in box office. It's some kind of horror movie. But the overall message to the movie is white people are the devil. And in order to be happy, we must separate from them as black people. It's set in 1930s Mississippi or whatever, and it's this narrative tale about pitting black versus white, and that white people are the devil, and it's people are so into this racial narrative that black and white are mortal enemies and locked in combat, and they can't see that what's really being slammed is Christianity. And so if you really watch the movie, it's an assault on a biblical worldview. It's an assault on Christianity. And they've pitted black and white as enemies, and this is overall in the culture in real life and in this movie, to disguise the fact that the real attack is about separating black and white Christians from each other so that secularism and Marxism can overtake our culture, and identity politics and the lack of, merit, the meritocracy being eliminated. So there's this, again, popular movie that young black kids are going to see, and the messaging is, hey, white people are the devil. And that's part of the reason why I do roll call, because I want us to see each other as allies in Christ. We have this shared tradition here in America. We have this great country that our ancestors all participated in elevating this country to the status that it was, the most powerful, successful, opportunity-rich country in the history of the planet. And we're destroying it because we're letting little surface level differences like skin color and melanin level separate us rather than recommitting and staying focused on our biblical values. And so, yeah, I have a big dream and vision of making Tennessee the harmony state.
I love that.
It starts here in Nashville. Music City should be the harmony city, where we do harmony better than every place else in America. And that's what Roll Call is about. And so I'm glad Tucker Carlson participated with me on Friday at 3rd and Lindsley. And I'm glad that Pastor Doug Wilson and E.W. Jackson and Corey Brooks coming in from Chicago and Alan Jackson and Anthony Walker are helping me on Saturday. Great event. And just like, I don't know if this was last time, but I've been back on the radio station since my last visit here. And guys, I got a great deal for you, because I need you to come, because I think many people think the culture war is over and they're relaxing. Hey, Donald Trump's in office.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
We got momentum at our back, and he's signing all these executive orders. And no, we must stay engaged. And so Chris, I've gone the complete opposite direction here on Roll Call this year. I'm going to lose money because I'm talking about personally, because I'm going to bring you into this event for virtually no money and let you engage with myself, these ministers, Tucker Carlson, for incredible prices that are going to cost me and a couple of my friends a lot of money. Go to fearlessrollcall.com right now. Use the promo code 997, 50% off all tickets. That means for $100, you can be sitting in 3rd and Lindley with me, Tucker Carlson, Randy Houser, Steve Byrne, the comedian. You're going to get the greatest night of Friday night entertainment you can get at 3rd and Lindley for just $100. Use the promo code 997. Saturday, use that promo code $50. You come to Rocketown, we feed you a great lunch from Mission Barbecue. We entertain you with more music. We entertain you with speakers. I couldn't give you a better deal than this. Nashville, fearlessrollcall.com right now. If you're like me and you haven't given up on the thought of harmony, if you want to fight the demons that are trying to separate us and turn everything into a racial issue where we can't even understand good and bad. As I think we talked last time, I can't remember if it was you or on the other show, but when the Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf situation transpire, and somehow things have gotten so cloudy that we can't see. Hey, man, a 17-year-old kid was murdered in cold blood over a little verbal spat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
This is simple. There's right and wrong in this world. This isn't some race case.
No,
this is about right and wrong
And you shouldn't be able to fundraise off of it.
Yes.
You shouldn't be able to get yourself a new car and rent a new $900,000 house off the back of a homicide, no matter what color you are.
Yes. And so in reaction to that, I'm not going to do a GoFundMe or as Gibson go and raise money off. I'm going to lose money by inviting you to come join me, Alan Jackson, Tucker Carlson, other people. Let's join hands together and be a symbol that here in Nashville, here in Tennessee, we do harmony better than anybody.
I got a question for you. So we talk about Christianity a lot on my show, and I do feel like we're in a revival right now. There's a revival moment happening in this country when it comes to Christianity. But I'm curious your take on Christianity in the black community. Now,
you just asked the $1 million question. Because you ain't scared. But go ahead.
But this was one of the most Christian groups for the longest time, for many, many years, and the community was strong. And we've seen, I feel like since the civil rights movement, we've seen almost a horseshoe effect where the black community has gone from fighting against segregation to achieving, sort of harmony to now fighting for segregation. And I think that the lack of Christianity has a lot to do with that. And I wonder what your thoughts are.
You've nailed it. And it's why I can be seen as polarizing and people like, man, what's Whitlock? I can't believe he's saying that. But it's true. The black church has been totally politicized. It's been overtaken by politics. It's a Democratic convention virtually every Sunday. And they'll lace their politics with a few scriptures and a few thoughts about Jesus Christ. But the overall messaging is about black liberation theology and what's good for the Democratic Party and what's good for feminism. And those are just facts.
Well, and from the outside looking in, it does seem like the black church has an overwhelming aim towards the female population, and it's leaving the men in the community rudderless.
There's no question about it. The black man has been run out of the black church or has left the black church, partially because, look, church is a family affair. And so when you destroy the nuclear family, you're taking the man not just out of the house, you're taking him out of the church. And so that male leadership, that patriarchal leadership that's explained in the Bible has been removed when 80% of your kids are being born into a single parent situation. Let's don't be surprised that there are consequences to that. And the consequences are like it undermines and destroys the church and lets the church turn into something that's about feelings and affirming feelings. It's about compromise constantly. What can we do to make people feel good? And the church isn't really about that. The church is about obedience and repentance and seeking and not the pursuit of happiness. People got this whole thing jacked up like we're here on this planet to pursue happiness. If you have a biblical understanding, we're here on this planet to pursue holiness. We're here for a very brief time, and we should use it to prepare ourselves to be with our King eternally. And so you have to pursue holiness. We're pursuing happiness. And so when Jason Whitlock pursues happiness, he ends up at a McDonald's drive-thru. He ends up at a strip club. He ends up doing what Shannon Sharp, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the sports world, but I'm in the sports world where Shannon Sharp, the ESPN broadcaster, Hall of Fame football player, has blown up his career because at 54, 55 years old, he's screwing a 19-year-old OnlyFans model. And now it's probably she's accusing him of rape, and it's cost him his life. But when you pursue happiness, when you don't deny yourself, and again, we're instructed to deny ourselves because we're foolish and we have this sin nature, and we need to submit and serve and obey. The whole duty of man, obey and fear God. We're not doing that. We're pursuing happiness rather than pursuing holiness. And just to connect all the dots, marriage is an institution and a covenant God created for us to pursue holiness. Because and I'm an unmarried man, and so I'm talking about what I know, that being unmarried, it makes you pursue happiness and it makes you do unrighteous things because men like to have sex. And just like Shannon Sharp is torched his life, single, several baby mamas, all this. He's torched his life because he didn't pursue holiness, and the world rewarded him for that for a long time. But eventually, it all catches up with you, and it has. And so, yeah, as it relates to the black church, it's run by single mothers. It caters to single mothers. There are black men in leadership positions, but everything that comes out of their mouth is being said to please the black woman. Because if she leaves, his tithing goes down. She's the breadwinner. The tithe goes down. And so in their pursuit of power, the black woman, and seeing herself as this matriarchal leader, and they put out all these movies from The Woman King to the Black Panther movies. People didn't watch them properly. They were all celebrations of the matriarchy. The first Black Panther that featured the male Black Panther, the whole movie was about him doing what the women in Wakanda told him to do. That's what the entire movie was about. He just kept following the instructions of his mother, his sister, his aunties, and every woman. Anything that came out of a woman's mouth, he just did. And then the second one, when the Black Panther, the actor, and Chadwick Boseman, when he died and his sister became the Black Panther. That was just a movie about look at these black queens. They're all warriors. They're out slaying men. All the messaging in black culture is about the greatness and the holiness and the righteousness and the fearlessness of the strong black woman. And she'll lead you here. She'll lead you there. Now, your kids, their pants will be hanging off their butt. Their SAT score will be horrible. Their GPA, their incarceration rate will be astronomical and out of line. They won't get married. They'll have several baby mamas. The results of the matriarchy are horrible. Kids will be violent. They'll be like Carmelo Anthony. If they feel any sort of disrespect, they'll feel like they can respond with a level of disrespect or violence. The results are horrible, but we've been psyoped through movies, television, talk shows, entertainers that, oh man, this black matriarchy, this female leadership, it's the greatest thing ever. And it's, why do you think Joe Biden, hey, I'm going to name a black woman vice president. Hey, I'm going to name a black woman to the Supreme Court. He's rewarding black women for leading the black family straight to hell.
It's unbelievable. These are the conversations that you're going to get May 2nd and May 3rd at Roll Call 3.0 with Jason Whitlock, Tucker Carlson. Tickets on sale now. You can get them at, 50% off?
50. Promo code 997. Go to fearlessrollcall.com right now. Get in the door with me and Tucker on Friday for $100. Roll Call Saturday, you can get in for $50. You get a great meal, about $35 meal from Mission Barbecue for that. Where I'm footing the bill for you to come be holy, to come be harmonious with a diverse group of people. I got my friend I went to college with named Corey Brooks. He leads a mega church in the inner city of Chicago. He spoke at the RNC.
Yep, I know you're talking about
this past year. He is coming down with 100 of his guys from Chicago to participate in this. We want to be the symbol and the example. We do harmony. We come together under Christ better than any place else on the planet, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. That's the vision. That's why I moved here in 2020. I wanted to promote this idea. I wanted to lead a movement that connected us and brought us all back under one God, not one political party, not one political ideology, under what's in that Bible, because that's what made America great. That's what protects our freedom of speech. That's what protects all of our freedoms. Our freedoms come from God,
Amen,
not the government.
Jason.